We all had a little taste. Now you have a taste of us.
I was ready this time.
What, this time?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to catch him mid-sentence.
I didn't say anything stupid right in the beginning.
That's okay.
Oh, we got an hour.
Plenty of time for that.
We
yeah.
got an hour. Here, we'll catch you.
Hello, everyone.
Good evening.
Oh, and there's the delay, right?
Boom.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we
So
show up on
bliss.
three screens.
Can you believe it's August, like, next week? Not really, but, like, the week after.
It's, yeah.
I don't go back to work until August 8th. I'm off.
What? Damn.
Damn.
Oh, right, because you have family
Yeah,
in
mom's
town.
is in from out of town, yeah.
Nice.
That's exciting. What, are you guys doing anything special? Do you guys go to Niagara Falls?
Actually, we might. She's been
Typical.
there a million times. But
I don't even find it a tourist attraction anymore.
I don't know.
I mean, I do, just a horrible one.
I think it's just one of those things, like, if you've never been, it's incredible.
Absolutely.
But if you live around here, you've probably been,
Fuck it.
24 times in your life or more.
Yeah, whatever.
And, yeah.
It's funny, when I was in BC, like, so we, every, I think it's every 5 years they do, like, a 5-year anniversary celebration thing. So this past September, I went to BC for the celebration. And one of the days, like, it's like a free day, do whatever you want, but, like, here's a bunch of events that you could do, and the company pays for your lunch and everything. You could just go do free things. One of the ones that me and Emma did is we did, like, a boat cruise around, like, town. I don't know, the water. I don't fucking know what the bodies of water are there. We just do a little boat cruise.
Around a town?
Yeah, like on the land. Like the boat's on a trailer, so they just tow the boat around.
Oh,
You're sitting-
like
no,
oh,
no,
that's hilarious.
that
Are you?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
That would suck. That would suck.
No way. Could you imagine
I'm leaving. Good night.
Could you imagine
We got him early. We got him
a
early.
3-hour long roller coaster? That'd be crazy.
That'd be wild.
All around town. One roller coaster, just a
And it's
bunch
like one of those ones that's just like constantly like,
as flips.
oh, please stop. They're trying to feed you lunch on that shit. No, so we did this boat cruise and like the description was like, oh, you'll see some wildlife, this and that. The wildlife I
See
saw
squirrels.
was like 6 seagulls, maybe 1 pelican.
Oh, not even squirrels.
No, someone said they saw an otter, which is cool,
Oh, that's
but I didn't see the otter.
Oh,
So-
how can you trust him?
I don't trust them. So
Sketchy.
the boat's going around and then like we stopped and I was like, yo, what's going on? And they're like, oh, they're like backing up to show us the waterfall. And I was like, okay, cool. Took us like 40 minutes to back up to this one specific spot where you like look over the edge of the boat and in the forest a little bit you can just see this fucking water just pissing off a rock and I was like, okay,
Great.
cool. And everyone's like, wah! Everyone's like taking pictures of it. I'm like, hey, okay.
To be honest, that's like the Hamilton waterfalls.
No, but then we sit. Hamilton was better. And then like we sit there and we sit down because we're now going back into the harbor and we're just chilling. And by the way, Emma and I are the only ones from anything past Saskatchewan at this event. Everything is Saskatchewan West.
Okay.
So people are talking like we don't really know anybody because we're the only ones from out here. And so, like, some guy like leaves there, he's like, hey, so like where are you two from? Like I don't know you. And we're like, oh, we're from Mississauga, like Ontario. And they're like, oh, so like you know Niagara Falls? And I was like, yeah, I know Niagara Falls.
I know it
I know it.
personally.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, whoa, so that waterfall meant nothing to you, eh? And I was like, did it mean something to you? Because like if it did, like I'll give it to you. It's fine.
Well, we had
like,
flashbacks like
Yeah.
Celine Dion playing, and he's like,
he thought it was beautiful. I was like, yeah, no, that waterfall was fucking shit. And like I don't even have to compare it to Niagara Falls, like one of the greatest
Yeah,
falls.
that's like yeah.
Niagara Falls is insane. If you
It's
really,
cool. It's really cool.
it's just that everything around it sucks.
so kitschy. It's so
Oh, it's so corny. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
tacky as hell.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a shitty miniature Las Vegas.
It is,
That's
yeah,
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
One
wish
street.
Las Vegas.
that I think is accurate. Well, but what would you change about it? Like,
know,
if you could
It's
redesign
got
it to
its
be
charm.
any
It's got
other
its
way.
charm. It's kind of fun. You know, you can go down there and have
It
fun.
is
We had
fun.
fun on your
I had a
your
blast.
bachelor party.
Yeah, but
that's
to be, I agree. But to be fair, all of us going anywhere would have been a blast.
That's true. That's true.
So-
We could have just gone somewhere here. Yeah.
Exactly. It didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be there. So. Yeah, I don't. What would I change about it though? I don't know. Maybe
Like if you could redesign it completely, like you could be like, oh, I want it to be more like vinery, like nice like wood finishes, and like it just redoes.
I wish they didn't light up the falls with different colors. Like they do like the whole LED, like red, and blue, and green, and everything. now.
I think
not
I think for
mad at
I
that,
think
but
for
I
I think it's kind of sauce. You know, it's like
I think
that,
for
that makes
holidays.
it extra tacky.
What does sauce mean in this context?
Sorry, I don't know. I guess it's something people used to say.
Is sauce like lame?
Yeah, like
Ah.
shit, cheese.
Interesting.
Really? That's
Yeah.
bad?
I thought sauce was a good thing.
Yeah, I like sauce, actually. On a lot
I
of
don't know.
dishes,
It's something
I like
that
sauce.
I don't know. I guess nobody really said it even when I was in high school. So
So no,
it's
you
just
know
me.
what
It's
that's-
just me.
No one said it.
Just
It's just you.
just me.
I don't. Stop trying to make it happen. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen.
He checks his phone. He's like, "What other catchphrases?"
It's something
can
I used
try
to say back in high school, and yeah, nobody even really said it back then. So
He tried to make it happen then. He's trying to make it happen now.
Still trying to make it.
Give up.
okay.
Give up
It's,
on your
okay,
dreams.
if I said it was cheese, is that better?
Cheese.
I get
Yeah.
that.
So you understand what cheese means?
Yeah.
Cheese sauce.
Oh. Yeah,
No,
then you
reaching?
lost me.
Reaching?
No.
Okay.
Cheese sauce. Interesting.
Cheese whiz. Like
No,
it's
I know
really
what
bad.
it is. I
Is
know what
cheese
it
whiz
is.
that bad though?
Oh, it's terrible. When I was,
Is it like a guilty like?
no,
kinda like, oh,
no.
it's pretty
Okay,
bad.
so when I was younger, like when me and my brother were kids, we used to eat that shit all the time. We used to make like toast with grilled cheese on it. It's like, oh, so good. Or grilled cheese. Yeah, like toast with cheese whiz on it.
Okay.
And it would kind of melt and everything. Oh yeah, I would love cheese whiz. I bought some like, I don't know, a couple years ago. I'm like, oh, my kids are gonna love this. And then I put some on some toast. I was like, this is disgusting.
Is
I
it-
will not feed this to my kids. I literally threw it out. It was just like, boom,
Is
garbage.
it much different from like Tostitos queso?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh really?
it's crap. It doesn't taste like cheese at all. It tastes like some bitter, fucking orange flavored. Yeah, like orange dye number 32, bitter paste.
I
Like,
wish
don't know.
we
Yeah.
had some here. Like, I wish we prepped this
Telling you,
we,
conversation.
it's
like, can we, like,
garbage.
Uber
I
Eats from,
actually
like, a
thought,
But
I
is
thought,
it-
man, they've changed the recipe because this. I used to love this, but it tastes terrible.
You've just grown. You're
Yeah.
tastes
Is it
terrible.
like the Ritz cheese crackers type of cheese? That's
No, it's
like
worse
we
than
know it's
that.
synthetic.
No,
paste?
like the one you use the little plastic stick and you spread on.
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
No, it's worse than that.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's worse than that. Yeah, it's actually like bitter. I don't know. It's like there's like a bitterness
Worse
to it.
than
Doesn't.
that. I mean, that's not that.
And that's
bad.
just-
No, that's
It-
stuff. That's what I was kind of expecting. I
That's
was
like-
like, that's what I remembered was
Yeah.
the stuff you spread on those crappy crackers. And I was like, okay, I can.
But can you spice it up? Can you add your own jalapenos, some like diced tomatoes, some ground beef?
I don't
Make it
know.
something
Have you
I
ever
guess then you're just eating all the other things,
you
but
ever
it would
had
still make
the-
those other things taste like shit.
The cheesy cheeseburger from Wendy's.
cheesy
Yeah,
cheddar burger.
Oh.
Cheesy cheddar burger.
That's it. Yeah, the cheese cheddar.
Yo, that thing is like a
Oh.
guilty like.
It's like a cheeseburger, but they also put like I guess a cheese sauce. Well, I thought it was cheese whiz, but like, or maybe I like cheese whiz. Maybe I'm
Are you
not a
thinking
piece
of the mushroom melt or something
No,
from
no,
Wendy's?
No,
You
no,
know what I'm talking about, right?
cheesy
Cheese
cheddar
cheddar.
burger. Yeah, it's on
Oh.
the value
Yeah.
meal.
It's like so cheesy. I'm kind of like down to get one.
Yeah, yeah. To be honest, that
I had Wendy's
and,
today.
and what's it called? The BLT burger. What's it?
The JBC.
JBC.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
one of
Wendy's?
each. Yeah.
JBC.
What plan
What
are
do
you
you
on?
get? What do you get at Wendy's?
I always get the Baconator. That's
Really?
Classic,
Hey,
classic
dude,
Canadian.
Baconator's good.
Classic
Baconator
Canadian.
sandwich, like the burger is like meh. The Baconator breakfast sandwich.
Oh.
Now we're talking.
Flames.
Oh,
Flames
what?
on
What's
flames
the
on
difference?
flames.
Well,
It's
Yeah,
just
I-
with an egg, right?
Yeah, like one of the
Instead
patties
of-
is like an egg instead, and then like I feel like
They
the
put a
sauce
sausage?
is different too. No, bacon, obviously. Duh.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like
bacon,
burger,
egg, and burger.
Bacon and egg. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's way better.
No,
There's
I
a
never had
sausage.
breakfast
There
at
is a
Wendy's.
sausage. Yeah. Basically, replace all the beef with sausage
No, it's
in a
not
bacon
sausage,
in the
is
bacon
it?
egg.
So it's sausage, bacon, and egg.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty
No,
sure,
it's a
and
burger,
it's like
isn't it?
tons of bacon.
Damn,
Yeah,
that sounds
Oh,
like
maybe then.
the Good
it's
Morning
very
burger.
good. It's amazing.
It's pretty good.
Sounds like the heart attack burger.
You know what? I always want to try the KFC Zinger. Is that what it's
What's
called? The double decker. What's that one?
Oh,
Double
the
down.
one that's got the bun.
Oh, the double down where the
That-
bun is the
The
chicken.
bun,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
The
It's
fried
so
chicken is the
gross.
It's like 2,000 calories or something.
It, and like fucking 15 million grams of sodium. Like it was like literally like I bit it and just completely shriveled up. Every part of my body was like. It was
That's like you
horrible.
lost a year of your life.
Easy. But I powered through it because I was like, I want
Oh,
this shit.
okay.
I'm gonna eat this shit.
Kidding.
It's so bad.
He actually passed out for a little bit.
money's
We had to like bring some
I
some
they gave me
water.
an IV. I gave me an IV.
Using like smelling salts. Like, wake up, Lee, wake up.
Ammonia.
My buddy brought that stuff when we were ice fishing. He brought
The
like
double down?
no, the ice smelling,
Oh,
smelling salts.
Oh,
He's just like,
Yeah, but if you brought the
he
double
was
down,
like waiting for one of us to fall asleep, right? So my one buddy fell asleep. He's like, yeah, throw this in his face. So he's just like,
having nightmares.
he didn't wake up.
You didn't wake up?
Not really, but he definitely moved around.
Crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
he got attacked by Spider-Man in his dream. Yeah, uppercut. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but it is.
We had a little jar at work, and like we would just like all just like take turns. It's like mildly addicting.
Kind
I
of.
liked the rush. I was
Kinda,
like, yeah, let's go
yeah.
again. Let's go again.
I know. I kept sniffing it, just like, oh, why it burns, but I want more.
Fucking sucks, but like, yeah, let's keep going.
You know, our coworkers must have thought you guys were cracked out.
Oh, 100%. Were you
whole
not
shit-
there?
I was, but like
It
I
burns,
did.
but
I
give me
personally
more.
didn't get like I didn't care for it. Like I did it like once or twice, but I was like, like it's cool,
What a
but
fucking
but
worst.
yeah, these guys would keep going back and forth. I'm like, yo, this game fucked up. Especially I snuck into the bathroom, like put on like dollar bills and shit.
Roll up $100 bills. You got the long coat finger. The ammonia finger.
Yo, so I didn't know that was a thing. And
Did you grow one?
I'm out some people. When I was young, like when I say young, I mean like 10 years old.
You
I
grew
noticed
one?
that my uncles had their long pinky
Oh,
nails.
shit.
And I was like, yeah, why you do that? And they're like, oh, it's like for fighting. Like, you have like the nail to. Obviously, not telling me it's fucking coke or anything. Like, all right, cool. I was like, I think it's sick. And they'd always paint that nail too. And I was like, sick. So I did it. And I was like, fucking 10, 11, 12, 13 years
Did
old.
you paint it with the Trinity
this
flag
nail
colors?
like this fucking long. And no, I painted like purple and pink and
Like
shit.
red
I'd go
and
to
white, the
school.
little
That's
bit.
so gross. That's so gay. But yeah, like I'd go to school with this shit. And it wasn't until grade 7 or 8
All
when my
your
gym
teachers
teacher,
are like calling so.
my gym teacher was like, Lee, what the fuck's with your nail? And I was like, it's sick, eh? He's like, no, it's not. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, you need to cut that shit. He never told me why. He's like, you need to cut that shit. And I was like, okay, like safety for gym and whatnot, whatever. And like I cut it.
Yeah.
And then like I started doing martial arts and stuff afterwards. And I was like, yeah, definitely can't have this. But then, yeah, I grew up, I was like, yow!
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I didn't learn that until I was like in my 30s too. I was like, the fuck? That's for coke? Okay.
Yeah.
But do you feel like cocaine was just more accepted back in the day, or do you feel like it's still as openly
I don't know.
accepted?
It wasn't accepted when I was young. It was.
It was
I think maybe it was in the 70s or something. Or you mean are you going further back, like when it really started, like in the 30s, when it was actually like on pharmacy shelves.
Oh, like medicine?
It was like
Yeah.
in Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see like old ads like cocaine. More, what was it for like energy or something for truck drivers
like a
or
Red
something?
Bull.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I guess it does, because isn't it just like the greatest spike of dopamine you can receive? Isn't
don't
that like that's all?
I don't know. I think jerking off is. But I don't actually know, but I'd make the argument. Actually, one thing I wanted to ask you guys. So, Em and I are taking these prenatal class. Well, I'll put it out there for the fucking nerd now. I'm expecting a child.
Yay! Woo! Atta boy, those boys can swim.
Hey, I don't miss. First try, baby.
First try. Well done.
Yeah, thank you. They also train jiu-jitsu, apparently.
Was it? Was it just because it was your first time not doing anal?
It was the first time her not doing anal on me, and then we nailed it. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This you can do this? No, I can't lie.
It's unconventional.
The app, there's like an app. I don't know if you guys know about this. And like she has like these like litmus paper things where like you can test your, and she's like, oh, I'm ovulating this day, and the app to say,
Oh.
like, you got on this day, and I was like, oh well, shit. Okay, so like that definitely saved the day. For
Is
sure.
it kind of like astrology?
Kind of.
I remember there was we were doing that where we would check. Sandy would check her temperature every day, and then when there was a spike, that's when you knew you were ovulating. It was like a 1 or 2 degree spike,
Yeah.
and then so you knew okay, and then you could kind of predict it.
Oh, Emma was doing all that. Like the app was telling her, then she'd do the spike, then she'd check like a different calorie, like she'd line it up. She's like, we gotta fucking do it tonight. And I was like, I'm tired. She's like, I don't care. And I was like, I'd like
You're in the
Sam
corner after.
It was like eating a double
She
down.
didn't say she loved me after. She didn't say she loved me after. No, so we're taking prenatal classes, and something that I didn't know before. Maybe you know about this. I don't know. Maybe you know about
I
this
have
too. don't
no
know.
idea.
Okay, so
I can't wait to.
So, baby's born. In typical scenarios, baby's born. There's an umbilical cord attached, obviously, and it gets cut. So the debate is when it gets cut. So you want to follow the laws of nature. You leave the baby attached to the cord for, I think it's average 10 to 15 minutes until all the blood from the placenta gets drained all the way down to the baby. The baby gets all the blood. The cord goes white, stops pulsing. Then you cut it. Baby got 100% of their blood. They're good to go.
Okay.
What are the pros of that? They got all their blood. Sick. They're less likely to be anemic, or probably like almost impossible for them to be anemic because they got all their blood. What are the cons of that? You leave it too long, they could potentially have too many red blood cells, which isn't that big a deal. They could have jaundice. Most babies are born with jaundice anyways. Very easy to cure, but those are concerns.
Yeah. Put the kid under lights.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's it. The alternative is you let the baby get blood from the placenta and the cord for about a minute, and then they clamp it, and then they cut it, and they use the rest of the blood, maybe not all of it, but they take a sample of the blood from the cord and tissue from the cord. They harvest it and take the stem cells from it and use it for research for...
You got to pay for that, though.
You got to pay for it if you store it in a private bank. So you could take it,
that's
you could take
different
it
now.
and store it in a private bank where it's like only me and my kids can use the stem cell from this to cure things like cancer, Alzheimer's, autism, cerebral palsy, like all these.
See?
It cures like not just a cure. Sorry, it's a big fighting chance
Yeah.
for like over 80 diseases and counting.
Yeah.
Yeah, cancer's the big one.
Cancer's the big one.
The stem cells are
Stem cells are like
insane.
magic. Stem cells are like
And they've been like talked about since I was a kid. I've never learned enough to know where the progression is with that.
So the con with doing it that way is baby now doesn't get 100% of the blood. Baby gets maybe 75%.
You are siphoning from your kid for your own youth.
So
You're a
well, it's not
vampire. You're
necessarily
basically
for
a
me.
modern vampire.
It likely wouldn't be compatible with me, but it would be compatible with the baby. Could be compatible with their partners. Sorry, not the partners, their siblings. Or maybe their partners too in the future. But okay, so the cons are baby gets about 75% of their blood, is more likely to be anemic, but in about 6 months' time, they develop all of the blood cells that they need and they're perfectly fine. Just nature takes its course and they'll be perfectly fine and no longer anemic within 6 months. And that's about it. Your options are you can harvest the stem cells and you can pay for it and keep it in a private bank where you say only me and my family get to use these stem cells. You could harvest it and put it into the public bank where anybody in the world can get those stem cells, doesn't cost you anything. Or you could just say throw this shit in the garbage. What would you do?
How much does storage cost for?
I don't know.
I remember.
So
well,
public is free.
Public is free.
So I remember
Public.
with Damien, this was never offered as an option for us, but with Aiden, it was. Aiden was born 4 years later. But they didn't offer us the free version. They just said it's going to cost this much, and we were just like, no, we can't afford that. Like,
Yeah.
but then, so funny story is, Aiden, when he was about 4 or 5, we had kind of a cancer scare with him. Yeah, like he was sick. We didn't know why. He was throwing up. He was just, we couldn't figure out what it was, and took him to the hospital, and they actually started doing tests for leukemia and stuff. And the time between he took his tests and getting the results was like the scariest few hours of my life. And I was like, I remember thinking like, I'd pay $1 million. I'd empty my bank account right now and sell everything I own to get those goddamn stem cells.
Yeah.
So, at the time I thought I couldn't afford it, but, and then when we had that little period in there, I wished I had it. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I guess, I don't know what to tell you, which thing to do, but yeah, I remember thinking, I wish I had done it. But in the end, he was fine.
Yeah. Well,
in the end, it was nothing.
good.
Yeah.
In the end, it was nothing, but, yeah.
But the
Okay,
potential.
But the potential, that scare was like, holy shit, I wish I did this. Like,
Okay, so you'd harvest in a private bank, or would you put it in the public?
well, they didn't offer us anything but the private
Well,
one.
let's say you.
Oh, hell
now,
yeah, I would,
obviously.
if I had the option, and I was like, not broke, but whatever, I couldn't afford it to do the private one. I remember thinking it was really expensive. It was some kind of monthly cost. It wasn't just like a one-time
really?
shot.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure it was like a monthly cost.
Damn.
And it wasn't like a cheap monthly cost either. It wasn't like a
Octane
Netflix.
Memberships kind of monthly cost.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Whoa.
If memory serves. I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, it's 15 years ago, so.
What would you do?
Yeah, I would store it publicly.
So the thing
Yeah.
about the
It's free.
If I
the
had
thing
that
about the
option,
public
I would have
one,
done
too,
that.
though, is the odds of you ever getting those stem cells are slim to none. Because as soon as they're on the market, there are people all over the planet who want the stem cells, so they might get it.
So are you just basically donating the stem cells?
You're donating. Exactly. You're just donating it. So it's not there for you. But obviously, you could go to those banks and try and get those stem cells.
But if more and more people follow that, then you're more likely to.
The way I look at it is, yes, if I stored it in a private bank, I could be like, whatever, I will always have stem cells available to me. But if anything ever happened where, let's say, it wasn't compatible with, let's say, my next child, or whatever the deal is, something happens to Emma and I, and we need stem cells and it's not compatible, we're going to go now to the public bank to get someone else's stem cells. So I just hate to be that hypocrite who's like, oh, no, I'm keeping my stem cells, but I want yours as well. So like, if I'm going to take from somebody else, I'll put it up too.
Yeah.
But then if you ever had that situation, you'd be like, I don't give a fuck about anybody else.
But that's the thing.
But
That's
you
the
do.
thing.
Yeah.
But you do pay the premium to have it privatized. So
Yeah,
to
no,
me,
but it's
it's
just
all
like-
fair game.
It's just the moral dilemma of it.
Yeah, I can't remember how much it cost. I remember at the time thinking it's too much. I can't afford it.
Yeah.
And maybe I could have, but I didn't think it was worth it or whatever. But cancer doesn't really run in our families. Not like early cancer kind of thing. Like there's cancer in our family, but it's always like when people are in their 60s and 70s, right? So
Yeah.
that's usually by the time you're there. I mean, chances are you're gonna get
Ride it out, kind of.
yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
But yeah, if cancer had run in my family and if there was people in my family that had had cancer at an early age or some disease that was hereditary, what am I trying to say? I think I'm babbling. If I knew that there was a higher chance that I had something where I would need the stem cells, I would have paid the extra money. But I felt
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
time in my head I was weighing the risk. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to need it. I'm just going to throw my money away. Yeah. That's how I felt at the time. But like I said, when I had that scare, I was like, I wish I had these.
Immediate regret.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fair.
Like I would have died from regret if anything actually did happen to him.
Oh, for
Like,
sure. Yeah, you put money ahead of.
yeah,
Health
exactly.
at that
Like
point.
you stupid ass. Like,
Yeah. That's fair.
so I don't know what to tell you. I know it's probably
No,
scaring
I'm
the
not-
shit
yeah,
out of
no,
you now.
answer. I was
Yeah.
more so just.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
yeah.
but that's not the
So-
kind of thing you want to think about when you're becoming a dad, man. Come on.
Yeah,
my baby gets to be a
piece
hero
of
day one. As soon as my baby's born, they're basically a hero. That's sick.
Well, yeah. If you want to
You
donate,
give
them,
'em-
yeah.
You
But
You
don't
want
think-
a kid?
No, donate the stem cells. But yeah, I mean, just be happy. Like, look,
Oh, for sure.
stay positive, man.
No, for sure.
Because
it's
I remember
still-
we were together a few weeks ago and we started talking about all kinds of stuff. And somebody's mentioned about something Camille did when he was in a hospital or something. Some
Oh,
experience
right.
he had, and I was like, guys, don't talk about this shit right now.
Yeah.
Like,
fair.
Emma's here, she's pregnant. Like, fuck.
Oh. I don't know. Yeah. It's true. I mean, but you always look forward to the things, but everything else that in between, like, there's always the formalization to these things that like make it. It's like, okay, well, this is a little bit I have to deal with first, and then I get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I sign off. Like, it's like when you get a car, you got to sign off all that shitty paperwork that you don't even read. You just read the interest and the invoice. Okay, the money part's fine. Everything else can just.
It's funny. We were told now that like the baby can hear like our voices and stuff.
Are you
now,
talking to
at
them?
this point? So like when Emma and I started dating, she's gotten better now. I'm not sure if she's gotten better now. If she's just moving on to different things. But she kind of been a tinfoil hat kind of person. She had her own little conspiracies and stuff. And we were talking about it the other day. She's like, "Oh, like I'm so much better now." I was like, "I don't know if you're better if you just moved on to different conspiracies now." I'm not sure. Maybe she has gotten better. I don't know. But she was always like the tinfoil hat person in the relationship, and I was like, "Yo, I'm doing the homework with the kids. When we have dinner conversation, you say something.
You're gonna
whack
regret
stuff."
that shit.
Yeah, probably. But I was like, when we have the dinner conversations and you say some crazy stuff, when everyone gets up to leave, I'm gonna pull the kids back to them and say, "Okay, listen up. Like, don't listen to mommy. Mommy's not right in this one. Mommy had too much wine in her spaghetti or whatever." So now every night, like I'll talk to the baby and like tell them facts. I'll tell them facts. I'm like, "Hey, here's some hardcore knowledge. I'm gonna get you on my side before you're even born to be like, Mom, you're crazy. Dad knows his shit.
This is the voice of reason.
This is the voice of reason."
Yeah, and then
100%.
they see reason when he's born. Look at that. That's crazy.
Raisins.
You're
Reasons like the
Reason.
like the
Like-
chocolate.
Yeah.
Mighty chocolatey, mighty reason.
Ew. Are they any good?
Yes.
Yes.
They're
I've
just
always dished them
super
for Halloween,
chewy.
I
They
just
get in your
Oh,
teeth.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
They're kind of
get
annoying to
pull your
eat, but
teeth
they do
apart.
taste
They are
really good.
delicious. They're delicious. You ever like Milk Duds?
Yeah, they're kind of the same thing.
Exactly. I was gonna say like the same. Milk Duds, whew,
Yeah, good.
brutal. Like it's a jaw workout, but they are delicious.
Yeah. And
Oh,
it's like
Maltesers. Do you guys have
death to your
Maltesers?
teeth.
Yeah, legit. I was never big on Maltesers.
I do, but I can only handle like 5 of them.
At a time. You don't ever try to fit as many as you can in your mouth? Try to sit on them all?
Like Are you talking about like people from Malta?
Wasn't that like an internet challenge for a while?
It was
How
like the
many
chubby
Maltesers
bunny.
you
Yeah,
have?
it was like
It's
the
Chubby Bunny.
Shove as many
It's
as you
like
can.
yeah.
And say more food or
It's like no. It was
Yo,
like,
that sounds scary though, because like with marshmallows,
choke.
like exactly, that shit can slip right.
the
through your
Maltesers
throat.
dissolves in your mouth. So
Yeah,
Maltesers
we
are
gotta get
safe.
through the chocolate first.
You just use your tongue. Make it work.
yeah, they're like wax coated.
Washing
Yeah,
machine.
I was gonna say
They're
like
like shiny. That's not natural.
you're choking. You're choking for sure.
Become a pea shooter at the end.
I feel like every internet challenge that there's been, somebody has died from it.
The
Right?
ice bucket challenge.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sure
I've seen
sure
some. I've
somebody's
seen
died
some
from that shit.
lethal videos of people like having this like 6 liter like thing. You lose control, it drops off a balcony onto someone's head and
Snaps
just
on
cuts
right,
off.
yeah,
Yeah.
true.
There was somebody
Maybe,
who's like a
maybe.
cat. They filled the cat with water, like the
What?
whatever.
They filled
Whatever,
the
the-
cat
the-
with water.
Oh.
The cat, you know, whatever.
Yes,
the
like the bulldozer.
yeah,
scooper
the little small
thing.
bulldozer.
Yeah, yeah.
They filled the
I
damn
was
thing
with
with
you too. I was
water.
like, what the fuck? They give the cat an enema? Like, this is
Not
crazy.
a, not a feline, no.
Okay, yes.
They filled it with water and then they go dump it, and the bucket
They
hits the guy in the
slap.
hat, hits him, and like kaboom! Oh,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
cracked him on the top of that.
But I have seen the water get dumped on people because people don't realize how strong the weight of that water is
Yeah.
on you, just like splashing down. It's still crazy.
flattened.
You'll see like cars like completely like just get smushed.
I wonder if people got heart attacks from just like the shock of the cold water and stuff.
Some, like,
And then there was like the Tide Pod challenge where you'd eat a Tide Pod, and,
Who, like,
or like what was it, nutmeg? Somebody died from chugging a bottle of nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Yeah.
you do a mouthful of.
Soy sauce.
No, you
soy
have to like,
sauce.
it's like he chugged the whole bottle of nutmeg or something. No,
Oh,
it's a
something-
cinnamon thing.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking
No, it's just like liquid nutmeg or some shit. Not the
that
powder.
was a thing. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the cinnamon thing.
Yeah. What's okay? I'm not gonna look it up now.
Nutmeg. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yo, so how much soy sauce do you think will kill you?
A quart.
Oh,
We talked about
really?
this before. One
Did we?
quart. 1 quart of soy sauce kills you.
How much is a quart in like regular?
Quart is a
measurements?
liter.
What? That seems like way more.
It's
than I
almost a
thought.
liter. Yeah.
And I thought like a cup will kill you.
Jesus.
No, I mean, but think how much. I
cup-
have.
a cup
I have a
for
lot
you.
of soy sauce.
I
at sushi
consume a
time.
lot too.
Yes, at sushi time, I refill I think twice,
Yeah. But, okay. Yeah. That's not that much.
and then I chug the quart
No, but
before
if
the
you think
table every time.
No, like if you
Everyone
go,
else up.
if you go to sushi, like you have your little ramekin full of
Yeah.
Yeah.
soy sauce, but you're really only
You dip,
throughout
yeah.
the entire meal. What do
I'll
you?
eat the. I'll eat
What did you
one
consume?
dish.
Two tablespoons, maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No. No, I consume it all. And
No,
then
you
I-
just like
yeah, and then
another glass of soy sauce, please, sir.
that is gross.
I'll dump some sushi now.
You know what I hate though? Every time I try and make meal prep, every recipe involves soy sauce.
What are you making?
Like I like to make like chicken
Soy-
rice stuff.
I like to make soy sauce. You just pouring soy sauce into
I like to make
containers.
soy sauce chicken.
There's
Like
one meal
stir
that
frying stuff.
I made from a HelloFresh recipe. That's just Damien's like his favorite, and we all like it. Aiden's the only one who hates it. So every time we have it, he's like, "This again." But it's like rice, fried bok choy, and like soy sauce, and then just ground pork with like sugar and soy sauce on it.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just like kind of mix it all together. It's
Oh, yeah.
freaking delicious, man.
I agree.
Yeah, so good. It's like salty, porky, leafy goodness. I know, terrible description.
That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
I was gonna say I'd buy
Get
it.
me some.
I'd buy that if I saw it in the restaurant.
Salty,
it's
porky,
really good.
leafy goodness.
Yeah,
Crunchy leaves.
bok choy is a sleeper vegetable.
Yo, bok choy
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Like whenever I go to all you can eat and there's like a garlic bok choy, like garlic butter bok choy, I'm like,
I
oh
didn't
yeah.
know that was a thing.
Oh yeah.
Summer,
Yeah?
this one, yeah.
Yeah, you know,
What?
let's start adding our garlic to it. Like when I'm frying.
Yeah,
bok
so you
choy,
know what I
it's
do?
So much better.
I
yeah.
go to Kirkland.
Yeah.
Well, I go to Kirkland. I go to Costco and I get like the 1.5 liter of chopped garlic in a jar.
Yeah.
And you just
Yeah, it's just minced
add-
garlic.
yeah.
It just saves you from having to do it
Holy
yourself.
crap.
But it's just like
Game
spoonsful of it.
changer.
You just dip your knife on that and butter your toast when you're making grilled cheese. Woo!
absolutely yes.
Woo!
Yeah. I still add some of the chopped garlic too.
Yeah, sure.
It's still
No. You can do that if you're extra.
yeah.
Stupid.
And wrong. So wrong.
Yeah, you can do that if you're wrong. Oh man.
Speaking of wrong, do you guys? Is there a line that you guys draw when getting stuff from the dollar store? Is there like something that you're like,
Don't get this from the dollar store.
yeah, like I wouldn't like food, canned food.
I-
Does it bother you getting like canned corn
it's
from
the
the dollar
same-
store?
I don't
If
know
it's
that
the same name, a lot of it's the same friggin' brand, dude.
It is.
Maybe
A lot of it is the
tools?
exact same brand.
Tools.
Yeah.
Depends on what. Like if you need like your starter gardening tools, like some of the metal spades
Oh
are
yeah,
pretty
that's
solid.
fine. That's fine. I think you said. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
they don't sell power tools.
No, not
Just like
475 for this drill. No, I mean like I
skill saw.
they
17,
have like
225.
like measuring tapes and pliers
Yeah.
and things like that.
Hammers are probably trash.
Yeah, hammers are probably trash. Fucking
Yeah.
hammers snap.
Boom!
Yeah.
Snap. Like hits you in the eye. Ah.
Yeah, I wouldn't get those. I wouldn't get. Probably would get hygiene products from there, like soap and shampoo and stuff.
Candles. What about candles?
Hell yeah! Why would I be
Yeah.
upset with candles from the dollar?
Oh, hey, I'm just asking. Relax.
Every time I go camping, I make a visit to the dollar store and just like, okay, what do I need? Like,
Wet wipes.
Yeah, stuff like that, or like first
Ziplocs.
aid kit stuff. First aid kits are great to make from the dollar store.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's a good one. Do
just
they
a little-
not have built first aid kits at the dollar store?
They might, but those kits are shit. Build your own. It's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would Walmart have a
They
good
always
one?
have. They always have all kinds of bullshit you're never gonna need. You need like a couple things of gauze, maybe a couple band-aids, some disinfectant,
What are the things that they have that I don't need?
like I don't know, scissors, cold packs.
How am I gonna cut the gauze?
Use a knife. You're gonna have a knife anyway, right?
That's probably how I got cut in the first place. That I need the gauze. Get the scissors.
I don't know.
Get the scissors. Don't watch.
No, but they're like
don't
the
watch
clo-
the loadout video.
They're like the
by
clothes
Carl.
cutting scissors from like the ambulance. I'm like, do I need this?
What if you're like really hot and you're like, I can't get my. you never
Get
know.
the shirt off, stat.
Fucking
It'd be one of those things where like you can't finish because just too time consuming.
Just wear it like the Mexican, like
the top button. Wow, this guy went there. That's jokes.
So my dad asked me what I would like for my birthday, and I'm like, "Do you have any spare camping stuff?" And he's like, "Yeah, like I have like an extra tent, I have an extra beauty." Like, so he's like giving me like a full setup now.
Oh, sick.
He's like, "I don't use
and
it
you're not
anymore."
even coming
I was
this
gonna
year.
say, so you're gonna
Suck.
come or what?
Well, you know what? 'Cause I didn't have the prep. It's too late now. I have
What do you
plans
mean?
now.
It's like a month away.
I have plans now. I'm very popular.
He definitely does it. He definitely has
I'm very-
zero plans.
I have to drink water that day.
You know what, guys? Sorry, the neighbor's cutting the grass that night. There's no way I can make it.
Yeah.
Do you? Does it ever bother you guys if your neighbors cut grass like super early in the morning?
No.
I'm an early riser, so
It might start bothering you when you have a baby.
Oh yes.
Well,
Stuff
we-
like that used to bother me when my kids were really small. Like just little noises the neighbors make. Like, don't you know I have kids?
we intend to like be a little rowdy to, teach the baby to sleep through shit.
Yeah, that's the way to do it,
Oh,
man.
listen.
I know. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just be loud.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like,
Have you heard Emma? There are times where she's telling me stories. She's like, yeah, and then this guy. I'm like, I'm right here. Like, don't yell at me. It's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Why am I attacked all of a sudden? You're always victimized in
Always,
your stories.
always. I always am.
Yeah,
I
I
am
feel
the
that,
victim
man.
in this relationship. That's life.
So, I was gonna ask you a question.
Are you
actually,
pregnant
about,
too?
yes, actually. How'd you notice? I've been getting some tummy actually from Truly's.
what?
It's like 10 calories.
Yeah, actually,
Well,
these
it's
are the
like
healthier
100,
guys.
They're like 100, aren't they? Sorry.
Don't touch me.
They are actually 100 on the dot.
What is that?
So Maddie brings them all the time.
Have you
But,
never had Truly?
vodka
I don't
seltzer?
even think I've ever seen them. Give me one.
You want?
Yeah, do you have one?
Yeah.
You can keep one of mine. Keep that.
Oh, sick.
Keep that shitty White Claw that I brought.
You piece of shit. You fucker. Even trade.
Well,
Yeah,
It's larger than this.
Matt swears by them. Yeah, well, you just said it's shitty. Like, I want more
No, it's
shit.
an iced tea White Claw.
I
It's
got
good.
more shit for,
It's good.
for less better stuff. Jesus. I'll give you 100 pennies for 50 cents. Like, no. I don't want it. That's a bad analogy, but still.
No, that's all right.
No, I think that's
Okay,
pretty good.
would follow that.
Yeah, 'cause that's more
That would have been
cheese.
better if it was like 150 pennies for a loony. No, I don't like 150 pennies. I like a loony.
That is heavily sweetened, artificially sweetened.
But 100 calories, so I don't know. I like sweet stuff though.
It's tasty, but it's very sweet.
I don't know that I can, like, I don't know how you guys drink a bunch of them. I can't do it.
I don't.
Not, well, yeah, that's your first one, jackass.
No, but I actually
But it's been
I
like
almost
carbonated
never
things.
go to the LCBO now and just buy 6 of the same thing, like a 6-pack or something.
Well, I just,
like
I
that.
mean, like carbonated alcohol drinks.
Oh.
Anyways, I can't drink a bunch of them. I
Oh,
drink
'cause
like
you're-
2.
Because you like
you just get
tequila and
bloated?
juice, right?
Yeah, I like tequila and juice for sure, but like not even bloated. But it's like I can't chug it. So like, that's a thing.
I just can't get drunk fast enough.
You know what I mean? Like I like big mouthfuls, and like I want to take a big drink.
It depends.
But
There are
you'll drink
events.
you'll drink gin and tonics. You'll drink vodka sodas and stuff like that. No.
Sure, in certain situations, like yeah, gin, like, but I'm like if I'm drinking for the night, I'm not doing a bunch of gin and tonics. Like I'll make a
No.
gin
What
and
do you
tonic.
drink?
and
What are you
just
drinking?
chill.
you
You
guys
drinking
just shots?
Tequila, lemonade, or just shots.
Tequila lemonade.
Oh,
Oh,
Tequila,
okay.
lemonade.
but lemonade's more sugar. Than the,
Well, I'm not saying I'm trying to be healthy. I'm just trying to drink alcohol.
Oh, okay. So it's just the carbonation that bugs you.
Yeah,
specifically,
absolutely.
The feeling. Okay, I
Absolutely.
can
Have you guys
understand.
heard of limoncello?
Yes.
That shit looks delicious.
Have you never tried? Have you tried
I've
it?
never had it, but I'm making some now because
Nice.
I'm starting to get into this like home brewing thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that was one of the things that came up. It's not really a brew, but it's something you gotta like let sit for a while.
Yeah.
Like you just take lemon rinds, put them in like a jar of like neutral spirits, and let it sit there for a couple weeks, and then mix it with some simple syrup,
Yeah.
and you have limoncello,
Yeah.
Nice.
and it looks friggin' delicious.
It absolutely does.
Like I'm like, yeah. So I've had
Basically,
a jar.
alcoholic lemonade.
Yeah.
That sounds bomb.
It's pretty light though.
Well, I'm making it with 190 proof.
Holy fucker. Wow.
I'm making it with 190 proof, but then I'm going to water it down with some simple syrup. So it'll probably end up being like 40 proof or 80 proof, whatever.
Yeah, because it's double the
Yeah,
percentage,
yeah.
right?
yeah. It'll
that's
probably
super
end up
harsh.
being just a normal like hard drink, like a 40%.
That's solid. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to try that.
Yeah, that'd be a good time.
All right,
thinking
next
next
time
time
I'm on the pod, I'll bring a bottle of lemon.
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, this was prime time to show off. You be our new
None of my
sponsor.
brews are ready, man.
You could be our new
I was
sponsor.
hoping the pineapple cranberry cider would be ready for tonight.
That sounds bomb.
What do you bottle them in?
I haven't bottled them yet. They're still sitting in
No, but I
fermenters.
mean like the other one that you made before. Like how what do you put
I
them
didn't bottle it.
You put 'em
I
in a
just
jug.
took it straight from the fermenter and just poured it.
Oh, really?
I just
Okay.
drank it right away. It was my first thing I ever made,
Sure.
and it wasn't super strong. It was probably like a 4%.
Yeah, I'm gonna design a logo for you so you can slap it on your bottles.
But I'm making a spiced apple cinnamon wine, and it's actually so good. Like I just tested it for the first time. Okay, I know you're thinking wine, but no.
You don't
I'm
like
not
this?
thinking wine.
You don't like apple cinnamon?
I'm thinking white girl. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I'm
thinking
about
it's
it.
just something I made.
I'm about it. I'm gonna. I
Of course,
agree.
yeah. That's why I looked at him. I was like, "You basic bitch. This is all you're all."
I love apples. I
You're
love
all
cinnamon.
about it.
Apple pies are like my favorite dessert.
Yeah, it tastes kind of like a
So
liquid
gross.
apple pie. So
Really?
far,
That's
so far,
wild.
it's really good. Yeah, it's good.
Wow.
And so I just took my first taste. I tested it. It's at about 12% alcohol right now. So I'm letting it ferment a little bit longer. It might go a little higher. It might go to like 13, 14. It's kind of cool. Like I'm so interested in this. Like,
How much
such a
space
neat-
does something like this take up?
Probably I have like 3 jugs going. It probably takes from the end of the table to here. I have it like up on a shelf in my basement.
So you just put the shit in the jug and that's it.
Yeah, leave it.
So this isn't like old school days where we gotta like fill up a bathtub and do some shit.
Well, there's a bit of prep. Like I have like a little tub with like some sanitizer fluid to like sanitize everything.
Okay.
Because you're supposed to sanitize everything so you don't get like mold and shit.
Right.
Bullshit. Anyway, so you sanitize everything, and then when you prepare it all, you just throw the yeast in there, and then you put like an airlock on it, so that bugs and stuff can't get in, but the air can still escape.
Okay.
And you just let it sit there. Let it sit there for a couple weeks, and then we have this thing called a hydrometer, which tests the density of the liquid. So depending on how much sugar you have in it, the hydrometer will float a little higher, and it's got like a little scale on it. So the amount of sugar you put in it is how much the yeast will eat up and convert to alcohol. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
So the more sugar.
But then there's like a happy balance. So if you just put all sugar, then the yeast will get stressed out. It'll just stall. It'll stop. So you gotta like find that sweet spot. Anyway, I'm learning all this like recently, but so yeah, you add a certain amount of sugar and all your stuff, and you just add the yeast, and then it just starts eating away at the sugars and stuff. It'll dissolve the sugars, and then when you test it with the hydrometer, if it goes down to like a neutral level, then you know it's reached its peak. It's devoured all the sugar in the brew, and you can calculate depending on where it was in the beginning to where it is now how much alcohol is in there.
Do you have to mix it throughout the process, or like
No,
stir it? Or
you don't
anything?
have to.
You just mix it once, let it sit.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah, it's pretty cool. You just have to be patient. So
So where are you looking up recipes for like your drinks?
yeah,
Or
I'm
just
thinking
kinda-
just going like binging YouTube
Oh, okay.
videos on
Okay.
like shit like that. So
You
yeah,
gonna
like
try and
it's-
do just like a brainchild version, just like a fuck it, I'm gonna throw this, and this.
Well, the more I watch, I'm thinking, because there's like all these things, I want to see if this would taste good. And then I'll see like a video that they made like a few months ago. It's like, ooh, that wouldn't be very good. Like they like experiment with shit. And they're like, oh, this tastes terrible.
It'd be cool to have like a unique.
yeah. Well, but they
It's all
definitely
unique.
have like a ton of like unique recipes. Like what I'm interested in now is trying to make a mead. You know, like Viking honey
Yeah.
wine?
Yeah.
That sounds so
What is
good.
what is it made from though?
It's made from honey, basically.
Oh, honey.
Honey and water. And you can spice it up with different things too.
Yeah, come on, that should be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Honey on its own is actually.
It's a Viking
now
drink,
and then I'll
dude.
pull it out.
It's a Viking drink.
Ooh, like a. Yeah, that reminds me of what's the. There's like a honey. Is it like a gin drink? Is it called honeybees?
There's one called I
It's called
just
Bee's
I had it in
Knees?
my hand. Yeah, bee's knees. I
Is it
think
Bee's Knees?
I had it in my hand today.
Yeah, they're good.
It's like a lemon and honey.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Lemon
good.
and honey cider or whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that'd
Yeah?
be cool.
Yeah, so I'm interested in like
Then we
trying all
gotta get
these
some like
different things.
horn mugs and shit. And just fucking,
yeah.
yeah, fucking wicked.
Very nice.
Cultural appropriate that shit. Well, I would.
Could you get in
Norse-
trouble for
Norse
culturally appropriating Vikings?
What?
They're
Is
not
there
around
culture
anymore?
that's off the table.
Nordic people.
Because it's like it's so like popular on media, like in such a showcased in such a way that I feel like it's acceptable to make fun of that.
Well, they don't exist anymore.
We're not
Right,
making-
right.
We're not making fun of them. We're just enjoying the culture. Would they not exist anymore? Are they
Vikings?
not just like modernized? Well, yes. Okay, like yeah, there's no Vikings. Like
No, but there's people that live in Norway. Yes.
that's what I mean. It's like so like Viking descent.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's nobody that
Still
walks
have-
around with the horns.
Have you seen
there
the,
might
have
be
you
some.
seen
Actually, what was it?
the
January
Techno Viking?
6th or whatever it was. That guy who raided the White House,
Oh,
the Capitol.
yeah, him too.
The shaman
Him
guy
too.
with the horn.
Was he the final Viking of our world?
No, the Techno Viking. Remember the Techno Viking?
Yeah, but he was older than this.
Yeah, but he's like the OG.
When did he come up?
Yeah,
Maybe
you
that
ever
was his
Have you seen the
grandson.
Techno Viking?
No.
Yeah, it's this video of
Old
this guy
school,
that,
yeah.
like, it's like a parade of some sort, and they're like playing some like rave music, and this guy's just fucking jacked, just cut topless. He has like the Viking like side shaved ponytail thing.
Oh,
He's got
shit.
his long beard, braid and stuff. He's just walking down the street, just like fucking like dancing to the techno music, and then you like stop and like look at people like almost like an intimidation look, and just like keep dancing and shit. And they're like, "Yo, this guy's."
This is like an old school like 9
I
gag.
know.
know this guy.
Oh, we
I've
gotta
never
never
seen
show
it.
you this.
Yeah, I gotta
off
pull that
screen.
up for you. Yeah, the
Okay.
Techno Viking. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good vibes.
You
That
guys
was-
gotta get like somebody on the side, like him over here, to like throw some picture up here.
Yeah.
Whenever we
Oh,
talk about
for-
stuff like
yeah,
this.
yeah, I got a little
Yeah.
screen and
Yeah.
project some shit up
yeah,
there.
it's like, hey, I'm gonna bring that up, and then a few seconds later, it's like, oh, there's the Techno Viking, and then we can see it there, and then it would be projected there.
Yeah. Done.
Instead, now you have to
Why?
wait for me to try and make it a clip.
Yeah. Fuck. You're pretty good at that, though. Yo,
Yeah.
of all the people who message us on our clips, being like, "Hey man, promote it on whatever," you ever think like one of them's like legit? Like,
Yeah,
maybe
I
we
have.
should?
I have been reaching back out to him via our
Have
Instagram.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What-
Just out of curiosity, being like, what do you need for me to like post content? Do you need me to like? So I was gonna give him access to our drive, but at the same time, I'd like, but only specific drives where I'd dump like only specific clips for them to like
Yeah,
put
yeah,
out
yeah.
there. Because if it's gonna be like clips that we want out in the world, certain ones,
Just put it-
yeah, you know what I mean, are gonna be
I was
different.
gonna, initially I was kind of like hesitant, but I was like, "What the fuck do we have to hide on there?"
I mean, yeah, anything that we have exposed out to the open is also on a drive that I can make, right? Anything
Yeah.
like what we may have for credentials and stuff, we have on other places. So.
That'd be interesting.
Right
And
here.
what if that's the step that we've just been ignoring the whole time?
It could be.
Well-
You know, social media is a finicky thing because it just takes one thing to gain traction, and it could just blow up, which is nuts. Theo Vaughn is a good example. I saw like maybe one thing of his from like, I think like background like his old school comedy days,
Yeah.
stand-up comedy days, and then all of a sudden like, I instantly started knowing who his name was like a week later and like saw a bunch of
It's
stuff.
funny. I knew his name for a long time. I never watched the videos, but I'd see like thumbnails with him, and he's always
Yeah.
mentioned on Joe Rogan's thing. And I was like, like he just didn't. He never. I don't know. There was nothing to me because I never heard any of his content. I was like, whatever. I hear about this Theo Vaughn guy, but I don't know. And then I finally saw a clip, and I was like, this guy's fucking hilarious.
Funny,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Funny.
He
I
is.
think he's funnier when he tells stories and stuff on his podcast,
On his podcast,
versus his
yeah.
stand-up. Stand-up's alright.
Actually, I've never seen the stand-up, but I know it's
okay,
some of the stuff I've seen, little clips from his podcast, freaking hilarious.
Something's wrong with electrical burning.
It does, eh? You know what I think? I think that if you guys could improve
Hopefully it's
the
a
audio.
fire.
Sorry about the footsies.
It's okay. I think
If you guys
I
could
think we
improve
did.
the audio. No, you did.
No,
you
but you
did.
didn't see it last week.
Oh,
So
Really?
We've done some changes.
okay.
So watch last week's episode. It cut with the
Okay.
video. Watch this week's episode. But I think we've. But go on.
No, I was just gonna say if you can improve the audio, I think people would tune in for longer. Like, cause you might get somebody that comes across the channel and they're like, I can't really hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
Where
Absolutely.
where it's me, I'll just be like, fuck it, I'll turn it up a bit. But
Yeah.
like if somebody doesn't know you guys or whatever, they're just like,
Yeah.
oh fuck this
Yeah.
video.
That's fair.
That's true. Yeah. I hopefully we fix that, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Yeah, we've had.
No,
yeah.
because you guys have some like hilarious moments, man. Like
Sometimes I think about it too, and I'm like, is this hilarious to us? And like, other people are going,
There is stuff that's just insider stuff for sure.
yeah,
But
well, exactly.
but there's stuff that like conversations that you guys will have, and then you guys go on tangents and stuff. It's funny as
So,
hell.
I'll see sometimes contents of I have like other friends who I guess try to do social media, and make like their own like clips and stuff, and like it's weird. It's cringy sometimes, and I'm like, I wonder if we ever come off as cringy to other people. You always have like criticism that you
That
always wonder.
cringy shit gets a lot of views.
Yeah, it's true. A
know
lot of
what I
cringy, like TikTok dancing in the middle of a mall.
Fucking everybody watches
I
that
can't
shit.
imagine doing that.
There's been so many comedians out there that will make stupid fucking jokes that are just like knockdown hilarious comedians. Like Jim Carrey's one of them. Jim Carrey does the dumbest shit, and I'm like, man, that's the kind of shit that I used to do when I was a kid. Just like dumb, wacky shit.
Yeah.
And he just does it in front of a camera.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
And
true.
it's like, just do it.
He
Like,
made big bucks. He had a good opportunity of coming up when that was like popular. Like
Yeah.
that when like we're talking like 90s and like
Yeah.
early 2000s when like that kind of humor was
In
like
Living Color made that guy for sure. Because he
100%.
could just do anything he wanted there. It was just,
what's in Living Color.
Oh, The Living Color is one of the funniest shows.
it was. You know what? Some of it doesn't hold up. Some of it
You
does.
think?
Some of it, because, yeah, we were watching it. Sandy and I watched like a 1 hour like compilation just
Mm.
the other day. And yeah, we do remember, like, we think back and say, oh, that's hilarious. That was that character or whatever. But then a lot of it, we were just sitting there like, yeah, we used to laugh at this.
Really?
Yeah.
There are so many people who started from that show. Like J-Lo.
J-Lo, yeah.
J-Lo
Yeah.
started from the show.
Marlon
fucking-
Wayans, Damon
Like
Wayans.
all the Wayans.
Yeah, all the
yeah.
Wayans. Yeah, all the Wayans brothers. Jim Carrey.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, yeah.
What was Jamie Foxx's lady name?
Oh, I forget her name, but she's I Rock Your World.
Yo, so,
I'm a
that
rock your
was
world.
hilarious. Homie the Clown.
Yeah.
Was
What was
hilarious.
Jim Carrey had the one, what was her name? When he did the girl that was like
Oh
the
yeah,
workout
yeah.
girl. Hi, guys.
Yeah, yeah. So
Big
funny.
chest.
Oh, I remember that clip.
He had
I've
the
seen that clip.
pigtails.
Yeah, yeah.
Pigtails, yeah. Yeah, Living Color was funny.
What was
What?
it? Fire Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill.
That was Jim Carrey's thing. He was the guy who would like educate kids in the schools about fires, but he was like a bird victim.
I don't think I remember
No?
this. No.
Oh my god, it's so funny. And then he'd be like, the kids would be like, oh, you know, he's like, what would you do in this situation, kids? And he'd go, oh, I just, you know, turn on the sprinklers. Well, sure, but just suppose he threw a grenade into the class instead. Just stupid shit like that. I don't know. You'd have to see it.
No.
I'm butchering it.
One of my favorite clips is like the kids and they're talking to Homie the Clown. One of the kids is like, "Oh, Homie, what does dignity mean?" And he like cracks an egg on the kid's head, like dumps flour on, it, like slaps him in the head. He's like, "You see how you feel right now?" Kid's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dignity is the opposite of that." Yeah, the fucking gold.
There was Damon Wayans used to play the homeless guy too. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He was like living in a box. Oh,
How many Wayans brothers are there?
Like five.
I don't know.
Dude,
a
or
lot.
six.
I always
There's
lose track.
There's a
too.
sister, yeah.
Because the other guys, the
Marlon and Sean.
Damon and Marlon Wayans were probably.
Is it Damon? No.
Keenan
no.
Ivory Wayans was the guy who like started the whole thing.
Yes.
He's like the oldest brother, I think. The bald guy.
yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah. Damon is one of the older ones too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. But I think
Well, then there's Marlon and.
Marlon and Damon were the ones who were like the biggest ones out of the whole.
No, wait, really?
I think so. No.
No, but I'm just.
Marlon Wayans for sure.
Marlon Wayne's for sure.
Yeah.
The two in white chicks. Was
Yeah,
Marlon
yeah.
and-
Two, I was gonna say.
Was it Damon?
No.
It was.
Oh yeah, Sean.
That's what I'm saying. Sean.
Yeah. He's been in a lot too. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, those two specifically, because that and also funny movie. What's it called?
Scary Movies?
Scary
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
series.
Yeah.
They're also in those guys, right? So
Yeah.
Do you guys ever see the one? Don't be a menace to South Central while you're drinking your juice in the hood.
I heard about it, never watched it. No.
Watch it. There's just. Well, I don't know. Maybe you won't get it because it's like a spoof of like all those like '90s like gangster movies, like
Yeah, like Boys.
Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society and stuff like that. It just like it kind of like puts them all together and just takes little clips and spoofs them all. But it's ridiculous how
It's
bad
like
it
a
is.
scary movie, but for like the.
Yes, yeah, for the hood. It's like
So-
the very beginning of the movie. He's like, people don't understand what it's like in the hood, and the guy gets shot, and he's like, don't listen to that fool. Nobody understands what it's like in the hood. he gets shot. It's like, and then it's just like random people. Like this old lady's walking in the street with a walker. That's a nice walker, lady. Give it up. She just robs her for the walker. It's just like everybody's getting robbed. Everybody's getting shot.
That's fucking wild.
So bad.
How far off from the truth do you think that is?
Oh, the emergency room was the best. When the one guy gets shot and they go to the emergency room in the ghetto, the shitty ghetto hospital, and she's like, "Sir, you're gonna have to fill out these forms and wait in the waiting room." And they look at the waiting room, there's people like dying, bleeding, and there's one guy fully on fire. Like fully on fire. And he's walking around the waiting room and he goes, "Whew, hope I'm next."
Yeah, that's funny.
Yo, kudos to stunt doubles who
That's funny.
who went in for it. That's insane.
Yeah, so I just started listening to Joe Rogan's podcast episode with, I forget the guy's name, it's the director of John Wick. You know how he became the director of John Wick? It was wild. He was a stunt double. He was like a stunt man. And then he was stunt double for Keanu Reeves on The Matrix. And then he ended up meeting some people who came up with the John Wick script. And he said he read the script first. And in the original script, John Wick only kills like... Or sorry, not even John Wick kills, but only like 3 or 4 people die in the movie. And then they're like, "Hey man, like, do you want to do this?" And then he's like, "This doesn't have like anything to do with me. Like, I do a lot of action shit." They're like, no, we're changing it. We're gonna make it'll be more like your style. And he's like, "Okay, maybe." And they're like, "Do you want to direct it?" And he's like, "Fucking stunt man." I'm like, "What?" It's like, "Okay." So like they spiced it up and went from like 4 people dying to
Like
like
a charismatic dude for them to just
400 dying. Like,
Yeah, that's it. That's a quite ambitious jump.
right?
Because John Wick is now, I feel like it's like internationally known as like the modern slaying movie.
I think he has the most kills of any movie character.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so.
More than
he has
Commando.
Apparently, he has more kills than words spoken in a movie.
Oh shit.
Not any movie. Sorry, not any movie. His word, like he kills more people than words he speaks in the movie.
It's kind of like
That doesn't surprise me because he doesn't talk much.
Yeah, he has like 300.
It's
lines.
Keanu Reeves. You don't want to give him too many lines.
yeah, his lines are already horrendous.
Yeah, I think I'm back.
I was
Just
thinking
kill
that
him,
clip
just kill him. Just kill him.
every time I watch that clip. I'm like, ugh, okay.
We can't.
Like,
You can't help but fucking love that movie still.
Yeah.
yeah, I love John Wick, but I think Keanu Reeves. I don't know why everyone loves him because he's a nice guy.
Genuinely nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's humble.
I think
Like,
yeah, I think he's like a genuinely good person.
Rides
Like,
the subway.
so-
yeah.
So we kind
Sits
of
in
give him
bar.
like we're kind of like he's
He's
the
got the
golden
halo.
standard.
He's got the halo.
Yeah, so he's allowed to just keep making some
Yes.
shitty movies.
No,
That's
but
what
he
it's like.
has. The thing is, it's like for every 5 really shit movies he makes one fucking really good movie. Right?
Yes,
That's
I
true.
Yeah.
Like Constantine was also like an
Constantine
amazing
was
movie.
good. You know what was really good? Do you remember The Devil's Own with him and Al Pacino? I love that movie, and Charlize Theron was in it. Oh, it's really good. It's really
Yeah,
good.
Constantine was sick.
Constantine was good. He wants to do a sequel for that, and
Yes.
they won't
That's what I
make
heard.
it.
They
Yeah.
won't make it.
They
I
won't.
thought
He
they
says
were.
he's tried so many times, and
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be sick.
won't
I'd be
do it,
So
yeah.
down for
Yeah, because that's Marvel, right?
DC.
Oh, is it?
DC?
It's
Yeah, that's right. It is a comic.
Yeah. No, but to me, it's like Dwayne Johnson. I think all of his movies are shit.
He's an action hero.
But like they're like shitty action movies, but it's always fucking #1 in North America.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think
everyone
he'll-
just fucking loves the guy.
Do you think he'll ever be on Expendables? He's got to make it to the list.
How many Expendables movies do they have now? 4?
4.
Now
The
Megan.
fourth one's coming out.
Now Megan Fox is in it with.
Mission Impossible 7 now.
Yeah, it just came out.
Damn.
Wow.
Good for T. Cruz.
Yeah.
That guy's killing it.
Terry Crews.
Imagine if
So-
he played like all those like main characters, like the Jason Bourne, all that good
Like
stuff.
James Bond.
Yeah.
He's too big for that.
Yeah, he is too big.
Doing the Jason Bourne stuff. Like, he wouldn't be
Yo,
fast.
You could see him do it with the dumbbells, with dancing and stuff.
The other thing I thought was crazy when I was listening to that podcast is apparently, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but in like the John Wick movies, the way he unloads his magazine is he like flicks it out. He flicks it out and pops a new one in. It's like really quick. Apparently maybe he didn't invent it, but like everyone saw it from John Wick, and like now like professional shooters are copying it because Keanu Reeves.
He does that shit. Like
They go do the shooting.
Yeah, he does the whole competitive shooting.
Yeah.
Like he did. He started doing
Apparently
it.
he made
somewhere
that a
in
thing. Because in the movie he reloads like AKs and like fucking pistols just by flicking out the mag and popping in a new one. And now professionals are like, oh, that's fucking sick.
You can do those matches here in Canada too. Those
Can you?
professional shooting matches. Yeah, but it's
They're pretty cool.
an expensive hobby.
Oh, for sure.
I've been to one. I participated in one. It was fun.
You participated?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a friend of mine that.
Is there also a hot dog eating contest in the same venue? Because I've always wanted to do one of those. So we
No.
can do like both at the same time.
They have a guy with like a
We'll
beep.
host our
As soon
own
as you
just
hear
for
that beep, you go bang 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 bang. And it's kind of cool. The timer hears the shots, and it stops every time. It kind of does like a lap time every time it hears a shot.
Oh, okay.
So then when you're done shooting, you can see the time, like your exact time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just goes by sound. Yeah, it's kind of neat. It's fun.
I'm just not a big fan of shooting guns.
No?
Have you
Never
shot
gone
any yet?
Yeah, like when we went to work in Ohio, like we shot a revolver, and I was like, "This is."
I've
not-
never shot a gun.
I've never actually shot a revolver. Revolvers look fun.
I guess so.
What,
No?
the kick?
I was
Yeah,
just-
I guess. I don't know. Something cool about that old school, like,
Rotations.
yeah, like,
That's kind of cool, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just guns just don't do it for me. I have no appeal to hold or shoot.
I'm sure I would
I've
love
always had so much fun with, like, had, like, pellet guns and stuff when I was a kid.
Pellet guns, yes, but real guns.
Yeah.
What's the difference then?
I think it's the
Does it
actual
scare you a little?
the lethality to it. Where if I fuck something up, I can
Well,
do
just-
some serious
the pressure.
damage.
Yeah.
Just don't. Just don't.
Don't want.
Just kidding.
Well,
Don't
I mean, but,
fuck up.
Guys
but
always
it,
got the worst advice. Like the first time I went camping, I was like, "I'm afraid I'm gonna roll the canoe, man," and he's like, "Just don't do it." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Just don't roll the canoe." I'm
Like,
what the
seriously,
fuck.
don't roll the canoe.
I always try not to, and I haven't so far. So maybe
it's good advice.
Maybe
but,
it is.
But
good
also,
advice.
you're right. You're saying don't, as in then don't shoot if you're a nervous shooter, because it's never a good
No, he's
answer.
saying don't fuck up.
No, just don't fuck up. No, but actually, it's funny when the first time I ever went shooting, not the first time, it was like the second or third. It was this guy that used to take me once in a while. This guy I used to work with, and it was like the second or third time I went. I didn't know how to unload the gun after. It was a shotgun, and we were doing timed shoots, and then my time ran out or whatever because I was fucking garbage. And I was trying to unload it. I knew there was one still left in there, and I knew that if I pulled the trigger, it would release it, and I could unload it. But I didn't realize there was like a button that you could actually do that without having to pull the trigger.
Okay.
So I pulled the trigger, and it actually went off. But it was downrange, but it was an accidental discharge. I was like, bang, and I was like, and he's like, why'd you do that? I was like, I didn't mean to. And then this other guy's like, I felt so embarrassed. And this other guy's just like, listen, man, there's two types of people in this world. There's those who have had an accidental discharge, and those who are about to. So it happens.
That's fair enough.
You say that, but I was told the same thing with
Just-
paintball, and I've never done it.
Always, that's part of the rules of like firearms in general. Just never point it at anything.
Yeah.
Even if you know it's unloaded, you know it's empty. If it's fucking taken apart, never point it at anybody.
Yeah.
Anything you don't want to obliterate, you know.
Yeah, that's a
Even
good,
in the shop when you just like want to hold one to look at it, you're thinking about buying one. Never just be like, oh, point it at the clerk, like, oh, that's a nice gun.
Pull
Always
trigger,
just
bang,
like, in
bang.
the ceiling, somewhere else, you know, like.
yeah. I think that's a good rule to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like, I forget, Axe Improve. That's when you do the firearms course. Axe Improve. Was it ACTS? Anyway, I'm not going to go over it now. I'm going to waste time. But yeah, there's like these acronyms. Axe Improve. It's all about never point it at anything. Always make sure it's empty. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, guns are just so insane to me.
They're scary. They're scary, but like,
Yeah, I'm not as into it as I used to be.
Paintball does it for me.
It's fun. It's fun, but it's also very expensive. It's a very expensive hobby. It's more expensive than jiu-jitsu.
more expensive than Octa membership.
Yes, it's more expensive than an Octa membership. So if you're into shooting, like, if you really want to get into
I hope
shooting,
management never sees this.
what's that?
I hope management at Octa never sees this. Or I kind of hope they do.
Yeah. Well, it's like filling out that whole thing, like the review. Or, you know, when you go to like Walmart, oh please fill out our review. What would we do
That's
better?
true. I'm getting
Your
used to
price could be a lot better.
But sometimes,
Everything else is 5 stars. Your price sucks.
Yeah.
but BK, do the reviews. You'll always get a free Whopper.
That's
Oh, yeah?
That is a win.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Have you seen the laser cartridges for gun? It showed up on my Instagram feed. I thought
Laser
it was something
cartridges?
where like it was just like a laser gun that you get to practice target shooting inside your house, but apparently it works like real gun. So you have to have a gun, and it's like laser round. I don't know how the fuck it works, but like it comes with like a target. It comes with like, however many rounds. You load up your gun with this thing. And you can do like laser target practice in your house with your gun.
Oh,
It
with a
seemed
real
really
gun?
cool. Apparently with a real gun. Because I thought it was like I was like, yeah, fuck, I'll get this.
That's another
fucking
thing. I
target
would be
shooter.
really nervous to point a real gun at anything.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But apparently it's like, yeah, I think I'll have to do more research. Don't quote me. on
They
it,
do have this new gun that's getting a lot of attention. That's it has both fingerprint recognition and facial recognition.
but- Whoa.
So
it only works
Like,
if
it has
you aim right.
redundancy. It has redundancy. So it'll either read your fingerprint, but if you grab it the wrong way or whatever, and you lift it, it'll still read your face and it'll shoot. If it's you, but anybody else, like if I handed it to you, nothing would happen. Yeah, yeah, it's cool, right?
That's very cool.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's
That's
awesome.
the future.
Cops should have that shit.
How expensive is that gun?
I don't know.
Yeah,
But it's
cops,
just-
that
but
should be mandatory.
Anything
for
when
police.
it's brand new is expensive, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like with that tech too, it's got to be like real.
Yeah.
Expensive.
So what? If it saves lives.
No,
right?
no, I agree.
Yeah.
Though I'm just
We-
If a,
Well, yeah,
cop,
we
if a
have a-
cop can wrestle you and not have to worry about you taking his gun,
things change.
It's worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of things change.
Yeah, we have punch clocks with this technology. We can't put on a gun.
yeah.
Why, you should be able to put it on everything. Your car door.
What else would you put on?
Why don't cars
But
have
then
that?
Big Brother's gonna have your biometrics.
Oh fuck. It's true.
Some cars have that, no?
Maybe.
Fingerprint?
Expensive ones.
Yeah, something like that. No.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen the? I think it's a Mercedes. I'm pretty sure we looked at it at work, but Mercedes had this electric prototype where the car was driven by there was like this thing in the middle. Let's say you and I were sitting in the front seat. It's in between us, and it's like this thing that you put your hand on, and then like reads your handprint and like syncs to your body, and like it starts like you could feel your pulse, like the car like mimics your pulse. And like you drive this thing in this car instead of like regular wheels, it almost had like spheres, so it could like go sideways,
Ooh, like a spaceship.
kind of. But I could let go, and then you could take over because it's right in the middle, and then you just grab it, and then it starts to control from you, and like syncs to your body and whatnot. There's no dash or anything. Everything else is just controlled by hand motions and stuff. So you just lift your hand and be like, "Bup," doing this, and like controls things, and it's wild. I gotta
It's
show you a
like,
video of
it's
this.
like a Nintendo Wii.
It's
in a car.
fucking
Yeah.
great. It looked like a spaceship. It looked like a fucking spaceship.
I think when the first Wii came out, it was like a life-changing thing. Everyone's like, motion sensors, nunchucks.
Yeah, and then I got the one for the PlayStation, the one with
Move,
sex
the
toys.
move.
Oh,
Yeah.
PlayStation Move.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lit up sex toys.
Yeah,
That one
Yeah,
was
it's
sick.
sick. They're good sex toys though.
I even got like the one where
Yeah,
you
there
attach
was
it
some
into
fun
a gun
games.
for like
Yeah.
Killzone, and then I played it once.
I bought the whole
It
gun
looks
and
cool.
everything for Call of
Yep,
Duty
yeah,
and stuff,
yeah.
or for Killzone or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's exactly the same. Same. Did you buy it off
But
me?
it
Did you
didn't-
buy it off someone? Cause you,
It
from
took
Kijiji?
it took a bit of learning. No, I bought it new. So, threw my money away there.
Yikes.
Kids couldn't get into it. They were, this is awkward. Yeah.
It's much better with the
Oh,
controller.
that sucks.
Yeah.
What's the time?
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Time flies. I think I babbled too much.
What
Sorry.
are we
Vince.
grateful for, boys?
I'm grateful for PlayStation Move.
Oh,
That kind of technology in general, like Wii and Wii U doing the motion action stuff. I'm grateful for that. That's a big step in tech.
yeah. Okay, fair. I'm grateful for tequila. Cause I was just thinking about what I'm drinking and shit, and tequila's hype.
I always like to come up. I would wish I could have something profound every time you ask.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But you guys
What do we
always
got
are
today?
just like tequila.
I said we're grateful
I'm
for
grateful
something every
for
fucking
pizza socks.
Oh.
I don't know.
Those are tacos, you piece of shit.
Oh, they are tacos.
Oh my god, are those?
This guy's not even grateful for the socks on his feet. He's grateful for other socks.
Grateful for taco socks.
That's crazy.
And this body was built on tacos and beer.
Did you play that?
No, I didn't. I thought they were pizzas. I don't know what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful for my health. And you guys always shit on that, so.
No,
And my family's health.
There you go. Nice. Now we can't be mean.
I can still be mean. But until next time, folks. See ya.
Peace.